President Uhuru Kenyatta is facing one major headache, politically speaking, in this country. And personally, I'm not sure how the president is going to overcome the challenge. The challenge of the hatred for Raila Odinga by the people of the larger Mount Kenya region. The truth of the matter is that a perception has been created in the minds of the people of the larger Mount Kenya region that Raila Odinga is a bad man. And this can be attributed to two factors. The first factor is the Moi Kibaki Raila Odinga fallout. Let me ask you a simple question. Those who are 5 years old or 6 in 2002, how old do you think these people are today? Because if someone was 5 years in 2002, by 2007, this person was 10 years. And by that time, the seed of hatred towards Raila Odinga was being planted in the larger Mount Kenya region. So there's a group in the larger Mount Kenya region who have grown up knowing so well that the enemy of the people of the larger Mount Kenya region is one man, Raila Odinga. Can only be compared to the hatred between the Palestinians and the Israelites. But the truth of the matter is that, again, if you look at the voter turnout and the number of votes Raila Odinga has always been getting in the larger Mount Kenya region, you can also conclude that it is only perception. It's not true that Raila Odinga is hated, but that's there. Number 2 is President Uhuru Kenyatta factor. After the fallout between Moi Kibaki and Raila Odinga, the people of the central Kenya region were made to believe that if Raila Odinga became the president, then they are going to be in deep trouble. That's what the current president, President Uhuru Kenyatta, told them during the campaigns. So in 2013, these guys voted not because they loved President Uhuru Kenyatta, but they voted because they feared that Raila Odinga was going to destroy the economy of the people of the larger Mount Kenya region. Then come 2017. In 2017, President Uhuru Kenyatta even went further and hired Cambridge Analytica. The role of Cambridge Analytica was simple: to instill fear in the people of the larger Mount Kenya region against Raila Odinga, that should Raila Odinga become the next president of the Republic of Kenya, they were going to be in trouble. So they had to be mobilized using anti-Raila Odinga. But after the election, President Uhuru Kenyatta entered into the handshake with Raila Odinga. And this is where the president is facing the biggest challenge. That handshake came almost after the election. You see, you've been told that this guy is a bad man. Then election is concluded, your man wins, then the first thing he does is to reach out to that guy. So the people of the larger Mount Kenya region have refused to embrace Raila Odinga up to now. And you can't blame them. You can only blame these guys. So the president today is contemplating supporting Raila Odinga. And if he's not contemplating supporting Raila Odinga, he wants to stop his deputy. And the only option available which can defeat his deputy is Raila Odinga. So which means the president must support Raila Odinga for the presidency in 2022. Or he must convince Raila Odinga not to contest for the presidency so that Raila Odinga can support a compromise candidate. So today in this country, President Uhuru Kenyatta is facing several challenges. The first challenge he's facing is, how do you sell Raila Odinga to the people of the larger Mount Kenya region? The truth of the matter is that the president himself hired Cambridge Analytica. Cambridge Analytica made the people of the larger Mount Kenya region, I talked to some of them, they don't even believe that Raila Odinga is a human being. Some of them don't believe, especially those who were born during when Kibaki was almost second term in 2007, those who were around 5 years, 6 years there, and voted for the first time in the last election, and those who are likely to vote now. So how can the president who told the people of the larger Mount Kenya region that Raila Odinga is a devil today tell them to support Raila Odinga? It's a big headache. I was reading a post by another lady. I think it's running on the screen. This lady was explaining that she went to the office and a Kikuyu guy just told him, oh, mtu wa handshake niaje. And this guy told him, shockingly, that he believes that without the handshake, today in this country we will not be having lockdowns. So that's how far, because, these are people who are graduates who are working. So you can imagine the mentality of an ordinary person from the larger Mount Kenya region deep down there. So that's the first challenge the president is facing. The second challenge President Uhuru Kenyatta is facing with this Raila Odinga hatred is William Ruto anti-Raila Odinga campaign in the larger Mount Kenya region. William Ruto worked with President Uhuru Kenyatta very closely. And before William Ruto started working with President Uhuru Kenyatta, he was the most hated individual amongst the people of the larger Mount Kenya region. Just like Raila Odinga was hated, but when he supported Kibaki, he became a jamba. But William Ruto learned something when he worked with President Uhuru Kenyatta, that the president and his team, and even Mwai Kibaki, really intoxicated the minds of the people of the larger Mount Kenya region. So William Ruto understands that for him to sustain the support from the larger Mount Kenya region, he must sustain these anti-Raila Odinga campaigns. He must continue telling the people of the larger Mount Kenya region that Raila Odinga is a devil. That is the only guy who is anointed by God, the way President Uhuru Kenyatta was anointed by God. That Raila Odinga is bad for the country, for the people of the larger Mount Kenya region. So the president is facing this challenge because Ruto has sustained this anti-Raila Odinga campaign. In fact, today in this country, the people who hate President Uhuru Kenyatta in central Kenya, they don't hate President Uhuru Kenyatta because they hate President Uhuru Kenyatta. They hate President Uhuru Kenyatta for two reasons. They hate President Uhuru Kenyatta because the president entered into the handshake with Raila Odinga. And number two, they hate President Uhuru Kenyatta because the president today in this country is extending some development project to Nyanza. And to them, the people of Nyanza don't deserve any development from government. So Ruto has sustained this development. That's why, if you look at the budget of this country, you'll find so many roads running. President Uhuru Kenyatta is building in the larger Mount Kenya region. So many dams. Very few in Nyanza. But they always have problem that the president always visits Nyanza to launch a road or to launch even a stadium. So very interesting. So Ruto has sustained this anti-Raila Odinga campaign which the president started. So how can President Uhuru Kenyatta stop Ruto from sustaining anti-Raila Odinga campaign? That's the second challenge. The third challenge President Uhuru Kenyatta is facing is the risk of losing central Kenya in support of Raila Odinga. If there is one thing which the people around the president fear most, is the fact that they might lose central Kenya if they supported Raila Odinga. In fact, let me tell you a story of what happened to Raila Odinga in Githurai. Before Raila Odinga left Nairobi for Githurai, he had planned several meetings. But then again, he was sabotaged. He was sabotaged because these guys are saying that they allowed William Ruto to go to central Kenya, and William Ruto came with the people. So allowing Raila Odinga again to go to central Kenya, Raila Odinga is likely to come with some people. If that were to happen, where will President Uhuru Kenyatta stand? Because the president also needs central Kenya. So they're telling the president that you must have central Kenya and then decide whether to hand it over to Raila, whether to hand it over to One Kenya movement, or whether to hand it to Fred Okengo Matiang'i. So the president currently is facing that challenge of losing central Kenya, because the president can still decide one day to just wake up and support Raila Odinga. If the president is going to wake up and support Raila Odinga, how sure is he that at the end of the day, he's going to win the support? The people of Central Kenya are going to vote for Raila Odinga. Let's say the president supports Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga becomes the president, but without the support of the larger Mount Kenya region. How would you take the president from? Someone who cannot even control or deliver his own support. Because the president is well aware that Raila Odinga, as a matter of fact, has enjoyed the support of the country for a long time. In 2007, he defeated Kibaki. In 2013, he performed well. 2017, he performed well. In fact, the truth of the matter, which the president is well aware of, is that he never won the elections. That's something he knows. So that risk of losing Central Kenya for supporting Raila Odinga is another challenge he's facing. The fourth challenge the president is facing is how to stop William Samoei Ruto. President Uhuru Kenyatta has decided that William Ruto is not going to become the next president of the Republic of Kenya. And for him to do this, he needs the support of the larger Central Kenya or the larger Mount Kenya region fully. And then he can because Central Kenya is the backbone of William Ruto's support. If he can get that support of William Samoei Ruto, then he can deliver that support to someone else. The question is, amongst the presidential candidates in One Kenya movement, that is Gideon Moi, Kalonzo Musyoka, Musalia Mudavadi, even Moses Wetangula, even Fred Matiang'i, and Raila Odinga, who do you think can stop William Ruto? That's the biggest headache the president is facing. His calculation is just making rounds and arriving at Raila Odinga. But the fact that it arrives at Raila Odinga doesn't mean that the people of Central Kenya are going to vote for Raila Odinga. So it's a big headache he's facing. The fifth headache he's facing is the pressure from the deep state. There are those around President Uhuru Kenyatta who believes that Raila Odinga should not be the next president of the Republic of Kenya. These are the guys who are even sabotaging the Building Bridges initiative process. They're even sabotaging the handshake. These are the guys who don't even want Raila Odinga to go to the larger Mount Kenya region to campaign. Raila Odinga was scheduled to go to Embu for some campaign sometimes back. Was thwarted. Raila Odinga was supposed to meet elders from the larger Mount Kenya region. Again, was thwarted. So these are the people who the president listens to. These are the people who made him the president. In most cases, the president cannot even defy them. But they don't want Raila Odinga. Some of them. So how is the president going to deal with these people? A big headache. And lastly, the last headache is dealing with, as far as the hatred for Raila Odinga is concerned, is the One Kenya movement. For those who've been following politics in this country, there's a perception that the deep state is for Gideon Moi. And then there's those who believe that the deep state or a section of the deep state is pushing for Musalia Mudavadi. Kalonzo Musyoka is not being mentioned much. But can Gideon Moi become the next president of the Republic of Kenya? Let me just put it this way. Can Gideon Moi defeat William Samoei Ruto in 2022? I don't think it's going to be possible. That's the reality. Can Musalia Mudavadi defeat William Ruto? Of course, with the support of Raila Odinga and with the support of President Uhuru Kenyatta. But how sure are we that Raila Odinga can easily support Musalia Mudavadi if the president is going to throw his weight behind Musalia Mudavadi as the One Kenya movement presidential candidate? So in this country today, President Uhuru Kenyatta is facing one major political headache. The headache of Raila Odinga and the Central Kenya factor. The hatred of Raila Odinga by the people of the larger Mount Kenya region. And the question is, do you honestly think that the people of the larger Mount Kenya region hate Raila Odinga? Personally, I doubt so, because I've looked at the result from the last election. Raila Odinga did not perform badly, considering that there was a presidential candidate from the larger Mount Kenya region. There was a presidential candidate, a Kikuyu presidential candidate, again in 2013. If you look at those figures, he had a bit of support. Just like President Uhuru Kenyatta did not get the votes in Nyanza, it's the same way Raila Odinga did not get votes in Central Kenya. So you can't say conclusively that because Central Kenya has never voted for Raila Odinga for 3 times, 2007, 2013, and 23 times, that because they've never voted for Raila Odinga 3 times, that they hate Raila Odinga? I don't think so. That's a question which should be left for the people to decide. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day.